Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week. No, this is for the first quarter of 2025. Someone asked me if I would do first quarter readings. I said, sure, why not? So that's what we're doing. Ignore my background. I'm just doing some upgrades in here for now. But you have this wife engagement card, this news and messages card as well. We are kind of like in a good time for kind of like receiving news that we've been waiting for or uncovering information, which is kind of more what I feel for Pisces. I think that it's a really good time for you to kind of like explore mysteries or to look into things that you haven't really been able to figure out in the past, especially. And so that does not mean like, thinking about a past person or something like that. But what it does mean is that, again, if you've tried to like build something in the past or create something in the past and it didn't work out for you, I think now would be a great time to try again. And this has definitely come up for you. It actually came up for you, I think. I did a reading with Devin Dewar on her channel the other day, and we were basically talking about this. And it basically shows up here as well, that you could be kind of like working on kind of an old idea. It doesn't even have to be an old idea. It could just be like a new old idea, something that you come up with. And I think that you could be spending kind of like the first quarter of 2025 working on these new ideas. So in your first row here, I'm going to do past, present, future outcome for these readings. And so in your past position, you have the Hermit card. The Hermit can, of course, represent being in hermit mode, and I do feel like some of you, 2024 was probably a little bit more of like an introspective year where you were more internal or more focused on kind of like building yourself up or, working on yourself just in general. So, I think it was just an internal year. You also have the Ten of Wands, which is like carrying a lot of burdens. I think that 2024 was probably a year for you where you had to learn about your own time, like who deserves your time, Pisces. And this goes for like work and business and everything that you do. I feel that you could have been dealing with like the burdens of other people, the issues that other people have, the things that other people are dealing with. It's like you learned all these lessons, and now I feel like you are learning to kind of take back your time in a big way. And that is, that's definitely come up for you before. And it's definitely a lesson that I would learn if you haven't. So if you haven't learned that lesson yet, it's definitely something that I would pay attention to in 2025. Not even just the first quarter, but, for the rest of your life. You have the Page of Wands. I do feel like you're feeling more adventurous. Again, we go from the Hermit to the Page of Wands. They're kind of like opposite energies in a lot of ways. So a lot of you could be feeling more adventurous, or like you want to go on adventures, or just like you want to have more fun in life. And, maybe you want to do more things for yourself, or maybe you just want more enjoyment out of life as well. And I think that, kind of like going, we go up to the Five of Wands to the Ten of Cups. And this is really saying to me that you need to, make sure that you're not preventing your own happiness. And sorry, Pisces, I just realized that my microphone wasn't pointing at me, so hopefully that wasn't too quiet. But again, I think that you need to focus on finding fun or doing things that you really enjoy doing in your life so that you can have more fun. And, the Five Wands is kind of like conflict and competition, but really, I feel like it's saying, like, take the risk of having fun. Like, allow yourself to enjoy yourself. I also think that it would just be a good year in general for you to focus on, like, doing things that are fun. Creating more time for yourself, not working so much, all that other good stuff would be probably a really good thing for you. So let's see. With the Hermit, you have, well, sure, we'll take it. You have two cards. You have this Ace of Cups and this Page of Pentacles. There definitely could be there definitely could be new love coming in for you. You have the Page of Pentacles twice at the beginning. It is a pretty good love reading if you want it. Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Lovers. The Page of Pentacles can be a messenger or someone who's delivering a message. And you start with that news and message card and that wife card. So even if you're going to be a husband, it could still be you like finding a wife. So it doesn't matter what you're looking for here, or you could be becoming a wife. But if you're looking for love, definitely looks really good. If you don't want love, I would definitely, and even if you do, I would definitely focus on happiness with these cards. Ten of Cups is the choice of happiness. It is making the choice to be happy no matter what. And, with the Ace of Cups, we have to do things that cause us to overflow. And so, that's what I would focus on there. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Justice card. So more balance. Didn't we say this? I feel like I was talking about balance and really kind of focusing on balancing your energies with that Ten of Wands. I would say no more, Pisces, this year. And I'm talking about people who want your time. I think that this year, not even just this quarter, but definitely for the rest of the year, it would be a better time for you to focus on a few quality things than it would be to spread yourself so thin that you're working on 90 different things at once. And so, again, I would focus on, I really get this energy, and it's been popping into my head since the reading I did with Devin the other day, that you really need to focus on those quality projects or again, I think it would be better for you to just do quality stuff, right? And so quality. With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. Definitely an adventurous time. I would push yourself this year to have fun. Even if you don't want to do things, I would go and do them. I always say, as a Pisces, I get it. There's so many things I've done where it's I really didn't want to do it, and then I said yes to it, and I had a good time. And of course, I'm not talking about working with other people with that Ten of Wands. What I am talking about is fun things, like going on adventures, traveling, going to a party, going out with friends. Those are the things you should be saying yes to. The things that you should be saying no to are projects, people, and things that steal your time. There is fulfillment here, and the Justice card says you have to create balance. So, that's what I would do here. So that's that. Next, in your present position, you have this Shooting Star card. It says, what you've asked for is coming true. Your wish is about to manifest. There you go. You have this tricky situation. It says a sly approach is necessary in order to navigate a tricky situation. And so you have the Five of Wands. I think this is saying you need to keep things close to your chest. The Five of Wands is conflict and competition. If you're working on a business or a career or, a plan for your life, I wouldn't be sharing your ideas out all over the place. I would be kind of making sure that you establish whatever you're building first, and then you can share your ideas. So again, I kind of feel this is saying that a wish is manifesting, but keep it to yourself. Don't be sharing it all over the place. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, of course, can be a messenger. It can be someone who's delivering good news. If you want love, I definitely feel there could be communication, probably right at the beginning of the year here, Pisces, in love, if you're looking for connection. I kind of get the feeling, it's kind of funny, you have the Knight of Swords at the end, and I kind of get this feeling of a person who thinks they're going to miss out. It's almost like, it's almost like someone has had their eye on you for a while, Pisces, and it's all of a sudden, I literally feel all of a sudden they wake up and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to miss out on Pisces. So, it could be someone who's rushing in. I definitely get that energy, but I don't think it's, necessarily a bad thing. You have the Five of Wands. Again, I would be careful of competition, who you share your ideas with, who you tell what to. No gossip at this time, as well as also what I'm getting here off of this card. I just think that it could be a time, especially the beginning of the year. We have Mars retrograde, right? And it's things can come back to us very quickly with Mars retrograde, meaning, it's if you're at work, if you engage in gossip, it might come back to you very quickly, or the person you're gossiping about might come back to you quickly. So I'm definitely getting to be careful with who you tell what to, and who you trust as well, right? I also think that you need to kind of keep your moves hidden. Whatever moves you're making at this time, I wouldn't be telling everyone that you know about it. I wouldn't be sharing it on social media. Make your moves in silence and let the results speak for themselves is definitely the energy I get off of this Five of Wands. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles kind of like juggling. Remember what I said. I think it would be a good year for you, not just this quarter, but the whole year, to work on just a few quality projects where you really kind of can put your heart and soul into them. Those things could be anything. Could be your health. Could be your love life. Could be, a project you're working on. But as long as you're focusing on quality, I think that the results will be exceptional, Pisces. I really feel that you have a great opportunity to get really good results this year. But, again, I think quality over quantity for sure. With the Page of Pentacles, 2 cards again. You have the Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles. I told you I really felt that rushing energy, and Chariot would also represent someone kind of like rushing in, or it could represent that. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, and so I'm not sure who this is, but I feel that someone in this situation has kind of like reclaimed their independence. Could be you, could be this person. I would just be careful of like clingy energy. If this person's being too clingy, I would say something. If you're being too clingy, I would be careful of that, because I think that there's, this is like one of those things where, yeah, this person could be rushing in, but I think like once the relationship is established, that as long as it has a good pace, then things will be fine. But I think if there's too much pressure to turn it into something, but I'm talking about, coming from that place of anxiety, which again, Pisces definitely has a problem with, right? Not calling you out, I'm calling myself out here, right? It's like Pisces gets into relationships, they get that anxiety that the person's going to leave or whatever, and they try to like latch on, right? And so I feel like this is saying, as long as you're playing it cool, things will be great, and that's what I think you should do. I also feel amazing about this with money, especially if you are setting yourself apart. The Chariot is all about doing something to make yourself unique, doing something to make yourself stand out or be different. Pluto and Aquarius is all about doing something to make yourself unique and doing something to make yourself different. I have been talking about this for years, because literally it is the easy button for making more money or being more successful in work or business. Is it going to be easy, really? No. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to experiment. You're going to have to try new things. But mark my words, if you do it, you will be successful. So that's what I'd be messing around with. With the Five of Wands, you have the Three of Swords. Yeah, Three of Swords can be heartbreak. Again, I think that Pisces gets in trouble when they trust people that they know they shouldn't trust. I always tell a story about Steve, right? I worked with this guy years ago. I never liked him. And everybody was like, oh, why don't you like Steve? Everybody loves Steve. And they were like, why don't you like him? And I just didn't like him. And then over time, he kind of grew on me, and I kind of became friends with him, and I was like, okay, he's not that bad, right? Steve ended up stealing like $12,000 worth of merchandise and never came back again one night, right? So who was right? Me. I was right. And, again, Pisces always gets burned. This is Pisces karma. You trust yourself at first, you feel something is off, and then you tell yourself that you're crazy, but you're not. And I get that feeling here, where this is saying you need to trust your gut instincts. Your gut instincts will tell you when something is not right. Your gut will tell you when you should trust your first gut instinct. And this isn't even just about, people or love. I feel, it's almost like there is this, it's almost like Pisces has this spiritual technology, right? Where it's like if Pisces really tapped in to that spiritual power, it's almost like you would be your own AI, right? And you would be able to come up with your own answers. And I think that this could be the year. This is actually a pretty powerful reading, because I get these feelings where it could be the year where you realize like what your feelings actually mean, and what they are trying to guide you towards. And so pretty powerful stuff. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups normally is the guy sitting on the ground. He's being offered a cup, and he's been disappointed 3 times before, so he isn't accepting that cup into his life. But he needs to accept the cup, and he isn't accepting it because he's been disappointed 3 times before. I love this Four of Cups. This is from the White Sage Tarot. And this card is, those 3 cups are pouring into that 1 cup. So I think that it's saying, like, it's safe for you to accept a cup into your life. Next, in the area of your future, you have this falling moon. It says releasing blocks on it, which is great. You have the synchronicity card as well. Again, really trusting those gut instincts and trusting the sign symbols, synchronicities. But this is deeper than that, this card, right now in your reading. I feel like it's saying that there's something deeper about, Pisces spiritual technology, which could be very Pluto and Aquarius for sure. I think that a lot of you could be really trusting your inner knowing or your gut instincts, and that's really going to serve you very well. I think as we move throughout this, the first few months, which are, the first few months are a little bit tricky. Again, we don't really leave Mars retrograde until February 23rd, and then we're in the shadow until April 30th. So, again, it's like really needing to trust yourself. You have the Ten of Cups. Really, I wish I said this in the 2025 readings, but I didn't. But I think it would be a really good time, 2025, for people to find things that make them happy on their own, right? And because nothing can make us happy. only we can make ourselves happy, and there are things like activities and practices and habits that make us happy. And I think it would be an amazing year for you to figure out what those things are. Like, what do you really enjoy doing, or what are the things that really light you up? Because the Ten of Cups, sure, it can represent happy home, happy family. Sure, there's love coming in here for you, Pisces, but I think that none of that matters. Money doesn't matter, love doesn't matter if you're not happy, right? So I think that you need to really figure out, like, what are the few things that I can do to make me happy? And again, sometimes there are things that we have to do that are hard that make us happy. It's like I have to do 4 readings every single day. That's part of my process. And it's a lot of work to do this, right? But ultimately, it's something that I love doing and it makes me happy. So, it requires effort, but it's worth it. So, this is just one thing I do. There are hobbies and other things I do that kind of make this happen right here. And, that's what I would focus on this year. You have the Two of Swords. Kind of feel like there's something you're not seeing or paying attention to. Is this bad? No, I don't know. We're going to clarify. We'll figure it out. But I also think that, this could be about more trusting yourself. Like, let me put it this way. 5 of Wands, 3 of Swords. I think that if you are saying that my life has to go this way because that's what other people tell me, then you're wrong. I think that if you start getting back to your Piscean nature of kind of like marching to the beat of your own drum, and you live over here and you're not afraid to be different, again, that's the thing with the Ten of Cups. When everyone is doubting you, if you can find your own happiness and you make yourself happy, then who the hell cares what other people think? And again, this is something that all super successful people have, is they do things that they want to do. They don't listen to anyone else. And because of that, they become successful because they're not like trying to make other people happy. And there's definitely something about that in this part of the reading. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is progress. I actually feel pretty good about the Knight of Pentacles in your reading. I feel that you could be making a lot of progress, or you are progressing in new directions. And, I just feel progress with the Knight of Pentacles. With the Ten of Cups, you have the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is about like taking the risk. And, this could be you taking the risk to do things that will make you happy. You're definitely taking some sort of risk because of the Chariot as well. The Chariot, he is leaving the city behind him and he's like moving in a new direction. And so I think that some of you are taking a risk to like move in a new direction. With the Two of Swords, you have the Fool. Yes, I feel like you already have like a new path that you want to go down with that Two of Swords. She's thinking this or that with the Two of Swords, but she has that new island behind her, which represents like a third place, a different option for her life. And the Fool is saying, like, take a leap of faith, take the risk. It'll be worth it, plain and simple. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. I kind of feel like this is just saying this is you making progress at the beginning of the year. Like, are you making mind-blowingly explosive progress in the beginning of the year? Probably not. We have all this retrograde energy. But what I would say is I think that after, right, the work you do now is going to pay off, significantly in the future. So I would do the work. Next, in your outcome position, you have this Giraffe Spirit. It says, see the big picture. You have the Scarab Beetle. It says, magic works through you. Again, I really believe that Pisces needs to use their spiritual technology, again, to create magic in the world. Like the things that your powers of manifestation, getting over yourself and believing in yourself, right? All that's going to be important. The big picture card, a lot of big picture energy over the last year. That'll probably continue over the next few years, where we're really going to be guided to kind of look at the big picture. So, look at everything. You have the Knight of Swords, the Lovers, and the 6 Wands. I'm telling you right now, I really feel like someone is rushing into your life. The funny thing is, I don't even think you know who this person is yet, Pisces. So, again, some of you clearly have a person that's rushing in. It could be an air sign, but you have like everything here. I really feel it could be any sign. I think this is just how they're making approach. I'm wondering if, I kind of feel this person actually might be too clingy. So I would speak up, because they're probably not a bad person. They might just, have a little attachment anxiety or whatever the kids call it nowadays. I have no clue. But I would just, pay attention to that with this energy. You have the Lovers, so definitely could be a strong love connection. I look at the Lovers as like a spiritually guided connection. So, the higher self angel is here. It's like 2 people are being guided together, and I would say this is definitely a new person. You have the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is success and attention. Again, I think there's going to be a lot of attention for you this year and moving forward. Again, that Pluto and Aquarius energy, even though it's an Aquarius, Doesn't matter. I think that Pisces, if you tap into your spiritual superpowers, if you tap into your creativity, if you make those two things bump uglies and pop out a baby, and so we're talking about the spirit world with the real world, which is what Pisces does, the two fish, one in spirit, one in the real world, then that's where your success is going to come from. And, I think your results are really speaking for themselves, or will this year, based off of whatever you're creating. Here we go. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ten of Cups again. So there is definitely a person that wants to bump uglies, as I just said. There's definitely a person that wants to, kind of form a connection here. Ten of Cups is happy home, happy family, so really good. With the Lovers, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about not just accepting any relationship. Again, Venus will be in your sign this year as well. And so, again, that's another thing. It will retrograde as well this year, but whatever. And what I would say is Venus in your sign will make you more attractive. So, the reading could also be saying that you're going to have multiple people that are interested in you. And, have you learned the lesson that you shouldn't just accept anyone, right? And, and that love should not be creating your happiness. You should be creating your own happiness. And I think when you do that, then you'll find a person where it's like, sure, they're great. Of course, people can make us happy, but you don't need them to make you happy, right? That is the difference right here. And I think the Eight of Cups is saying that, either you have learned that lesson, or you could be asking yourself if you have learned that lesson. With the Six of Wands, the cards really want to talk in your reading. You have two more cards. You have the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a perfect match, of course. King of Swords, again, could be an air sign. Wouldn't surprise me if this person had air in their chart. The King of Swords could be someone who's older than you or more mature than you. Definitely different than your usual type. Two of Cups is usually someone who's different than what you're used to. You have this Discovery card. Yeah, be open to travel, adventure, like we said with the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands at the beginning of your reading. That's going to be important. Next, you have this Manipulation card. This is not bad manipulation. This is Jupiter and Scorpio, which is about manipulating the energy, using energy to your advantage, which we talked about this whole entire time. So definitely something I would think about. You have this Restlessness card. I would channel your restlessness. I would pick something to do when in those moments where you're feeling restless. I think restlessness can be very destructive because when we feel restless, we just do anything to change the energy, right? So we can make mistakes. But if you go for a walk or do a puzzle or put that energy into something, you're going to have a much better time for sure. Next, you have this Flattery card. Yeah, look at this. See, you have two faces facing away from each other, two faces facing towards each other. I definitely feel there could be a really solid match coming in for those of you that are looking for a connection. And next, you have this Empathy card. You've been getting these cards of empathy with me for a while, and I think that you need to care for yourself, is what the readings are saying. The more you focus on Ten of Cups from your own perspective, from yourself, and the more you take care of yourself, the more you have kindness for yourself, the better this year will go. But damn, I like this, Pisces. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy the next 3 months.